Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of the Sahaj Tales podcast. Yes, it has been a while, and we're recording another episode of the podcast. And our guest today is Mr. Rajender Prasad, the founder of Money Maestro. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for your invitation. Thank you so much, and welcome to your guest in your podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, Obviously, from my research, I have seen that you're in the mortgage industry and the finance industry as well, and you help in financing properties in the UAE. So tell me more about it, and where do we start?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, as you know now, I'm owning the company Money Maestro Mortgage Consultancy. We are a UAE home finance guide, and we are working in real estate finance space in UAE. I am working in this sector myself for last 18 years in Dubai market, and now this
Right.
company is 5 year old. So
Okay.
before
Okay. So,
starting before starting Money Maestro, I used to work for different banks like Stan
right.
Chart, Mashreq, NBAD, Fair in mortgage sector. And then I thought instead of working for one bank, why I should not work for all the banks simultaneously and become associates and start a consultancy where we can give a best solution to our client under one roof of all the bank product which we can meet all different lending criteria and we can serve all kind of clients.
All right. So to begin with, I would like to ask you about what does it take to really, buy a house in the UAE or any part of the world, for that matter? What are the steps that, people go through, generally speaking?
See, whenever you're planning to buy a property, first of all, we need to understand our objective. Why are we planning to buy or thinking of buying property? Why we are considering property as an investment or self-use? The objective is
Right,
the first intent of anybody's. And then you have to decide what is your disposable income. Because if it is a need-based finance or your investment, the difference
right,
is the property is for end user or for investor. If you're buying property in UAE first time, it's a need-based mortgage because everybody needs a space to live. How long you will keep renting? Because if you keep renting for many years, you are making somebody else wealth. Versus you buy your property, adjust your finances little bit, and pay your mortgage instead of paying rent, and create your own wealth in a short period of time. So
that's
that's how.
absolutely, yes, that's absolutely true. I think where I'll get to is also the fact that, there has to be an element of risk in everything. So sometimes people around the world are risk averse, and sometimes they are risk takers. So uh, I would ask you, like, what is the element of risk that people generally have when they buy property or choose to buy property or invest in any kind of real estate, for that matter?
See, the biggest risk is not taking action. That's the biggest
Yeah,
risk in anybody's life. After that, when you have decided, I don't find or I don't think there's any risk because property is comparatively a appreciating asset in terms of commodity market. If you are buying a property today and you have vision or horizon for longer time to stay, because whoever
yeah,
comes to UAE for short time, no one has gone back permanently. I have seen people going back, but they come back because when you are habitual of living in this environment in this infrastructure, you cannot adjust anywhere else in the world. The people understand this thing. So when you are buying property, the first challenge for anybody, I will not call it risk, a challenge, is down payment. Because every investment comes with certain contribution from your end, which is approximately 20%. So if you're buying a
yes,
property, let's say 1 million dirham, which is a nominal two-bedroom apartment for anybody's self-use. So
okay,
you need to contribute 20%, which is 200,000 dirham from your side, and some land department charges here and there, approximately 260, 270. Which if you are living in UAE for last 1 or 2 year, you are saving something, you can definitely do that. And after that, your mortgage will pay your installment, but which is less than your interest. If you compare mortgage payment versus rental payment, the mortgage will be 60% of your rental comparatively of a two-bedroom apartment
Yes,
of
yes,
similar
yes,
property. So actually, you are saving 40% of rent every month by paying certain money advance. And with the
yes,
capital appreciation, you are making your wealth as well.
yes. However, I would like to know certain things. For example, property in the UAE, it obviously depends upon areas as well in the UAE. For example, in some areas in Dubai, for example, uh, the value of property appreciates. However, like considering certain areas, maybe it doesn't quite appreciate as much. And also, I'd like to know what is the process of buying properties in what you would call the older side of Dubai, or you know areas
Okay.
outside the road. For example,
See, I'll answer question one by one. Your first question was about the property appreciation area wise.
right,
See, when property is appreciating anywhere in UAE or Dubai, it will appreciate in same rate, same ratio. Yes, it can be little bit up and down if you compare. For example, if you compare Dubai Silicon Oasis versus JVC,
right,
one property in one area can appreciate 10% versus other property in same area may be appreciating 9%. The reason is not because of area, reason because of that specific building layout, view, dimensions, quality in that building versus other area. If you compare, like let's say JVC to the end user market, both the areas, if one property appreciating 10%, maybe because there's a garden in front of you, there's a beautiful view, versus other property, there was a land in the past. Now, because of land, there tall tower in front of you. So your appreciation will be comparatively less to other apartment in similar building or similar area. So appreciation does not happen only because of area.
of
In
course,
some
of course,
cases, yes, if you compare Palm Jumeirah, the different areas. So that is not area is not the only parameter. Sometimes it's where apartment layout. In one building, there will be two apartments. One will be east side, one will be west side. So both will have different view.
right, right,
That can impact your capital appreciation.
of course. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
And then you asked me
and
about the property investment area wise, new
of
area
course,
versus old area.
yeah,
So see, as an end user, you can buy property only in freehold areas. Private area like Dera, Bardubai, Gises, these are not freehold area. End users cannot buy property in this area. But if you go outside from the trade center roundabout, for all Sheikh Zayed Road, JLT, Dubai Marina, JBR, JVC, Sports City, Academic City, International City, Silicon Oasis, they are all freehold area. There thousands of thousand properties are getting handed over every year where anybody can buy property.
yeah. All right. So talking about the real estate industry, for example, so how do you distinguish between people who have just started out compared to people who are a little more experienced, and also people who are way more experienced in terms of the real estate market? And how do you distinguish between brokers or people working in real estate, generally speaking, when you
See,
buy property?
See, when you buy property, first of all, we don't see what is your background in terms of profession and what is your income in terms of investor. First
Yeah.
time buyer is buying property for self use, because if you're not buying property, if you're not mortgaging, what you will do? You will keep renting. And as I
Yes.
said, when you keep renting, you will create somebody else wealth. But when you're buying property for yourself, you're paying your mortgage, whether you are real estate investor, you are a real estate broker, you are experienced investor, or you are know nothing home buyer. It doesn't matter, because you are
Hmm.
creating your safety net to beat the inflation, to beat your rental every year. Because in this part of the world, in UAE, unlike India, what is happening in India, the main difference in Indian market, rental income of the property between 1% to 2%, and bank rates are approximately 9%. In UAE, situation is completely reverse. In UAE, bank rate is in the range of 4% and rental yield in the property approximately 8%. So
Hmm.
this positive difference of your rental yield versus bank interest create a compounding effect on your loan repayment. And year on year, when you're paying your monthly installments to the bank, you are creating reverse equity in your loan. So your loan is
Okay.
getting down and down, appreciating. So
Right.
this is the situation for first time home buyer who is no nothing buyer. So he can close his eyes, he can do something because anyway you are living in this country for next 10 year average. So in 10-year time, you'll create your wealth. And also your mortgage is insured. If something, God forbid, happened to the applicant, entire loan is paid by insurance company to the bank. And your property is transferred to your legal heirs. So you are
Okay.
creating a safety net also for your family.
No, that's fantastic. I think that's a very good summation of everything that you mentioned about buying property in Dubai, and it definitely appears very advantageous for people who want to buy a property because, let's say, for example, there's always a risk involved, and there's always a bit of skepticism involved. For example, when it comes to buying property, sometimes a lot of people say that it's better to rent because it gives people uh, an opportunity to move whenever they want, and also provide that freedom of location. Now,
I
how
can answer
important?
this question. See,
Yeah.
I can answer this question. If you're buying property on rent, it does not mean you have to live on this property.
Yes.
You buy property, put on rent, and that rent will offset your rent, and you still have liberty to keep moving area wise as and when you want. Maybe tomorrow you want to move to a location because of your children's school. Maybe you want to move to other location because of maybe your job requirement. You don't want to
Yeah.
drive 20 kilometers one side one day in the morning. So you can buy anywhere in UAE and let that property rental income offset your rent in your property where you want to live, and you have enjoy same liberty and same freedom.
Okay. Okay. I think because a lot of people definitely do that in Dubai and in other parts of the world. Now, um, so basically, let's just say this: the exchange rate in the West, especially when it comes to dollars to dirhams, I think it is a very fixed exchange rate. So currently, there's an influx of people coming from the West, which never been like anything, you know, that has been ever seen. That is
Yeah, yeah.
has ever, like really happened in a way that's how the influx is so insane that compared to like even 10 years ago,
Hmm.
it's different. It's just different. It's become a magnet for wealth, and Dubai has risen definitely globally in terms of the global wealth index. I think
No, that is true because not only from 10 year down the line, if you can go a little more reverse, and
yeah,
when Dubai market started freehold property for expats, from that day onward, I have seen the past record, different part of the world, whoever living in UAE, they always
yeah,
had confidence in UAE property market because of the
yes,
transparency maintained by the government, infrastructure created by the government, and
yeah,
liberty and freedom for all the people living inside the UAE, anywhere in UAE, not only Dubai. Because
right.
I had lived personally in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Sharjah. So I have experienced all these major areas. So people from different parts of the world, even till today, the major portion of investor come from Europe, including UK, Canada, USA,
Yes,
and they're buying property. And anybody and everybody who want to buy property in UAE are entitled to get mortgage in UAE from UAE banks based on your overseas income. So whatever you are earning in your you are doing or earning in your respective home country, you can
yeah,
still get mortgage in UAE without living in UAE. So they are supporting UAE market because they are enjoying that rental income and capital appreciation, which is completely tax free as well.
yes. And so there's a question I have to ask this. Has the UAE ever decided to implement any sort of property tax on individuals or families or anything this. And because obviously VAT exists in the UAE, that's more about consumer goods. But then, have they ever planned on implementing any kind of property tax like it is
See,
in other parts?
as of right now, there is no news or there is no input from the government to implement any kind of property tax or capital appreciation tax on the property. Right now, we only have a corporate tax 9%. That too after the net profit of $100,000 approximately,
Right.
which is very nominal compared to any other country in the world. Also, despite if you compare the infrastructure and the environment that government has created for you, the safest city in the world, nine
Yes.
percent people are paying very happily.
It is said that Dubai rewards ambition. And how much would you
Yeah.
agree with this?
Definitely, yes. See, Dubai is the strategically location of Dubai between Europe and Asia is demand for everybody. From different part of people need this place, and that's the biggest advantage of being here to do business, investment, and for living purpose. And also, there is a space to further development. It is not still reached to any level. There is still a space of huge development for
Okay.
investors.
Okay, that's great. I would like to talk to you about your early years getting into the finance and mortgage industry. If you could please elaborate on that aspect, that would be
Sure.
fantastic.
All right. So see, before coming to UAE, I came to UAE in 2005. So I completed 20 years this year. Before
Okay.
coming to UAE, I was in banking line only in India. I used to work for two major banks in retail lending side, in auto finance. After coming to UAE, I got opportunity to work with AB Namro Bank, where I was working retail banking again, but not in mortgage. So 2007 onwards, I am in mortgage sector. I used to work for Stanchart Bank first, then Mashreq Bank, National Bank of Abu Dhabi, FAB, Mashreq Gold. All this bank I worked in mortgage. So I had learned mortgage for about 15 years. Then I started Money Maestro in 2020 to work as an independent consultancy company with all the major banks of UAE. Now today we are associated with all the major lenders, and we can cater to any kind of unique mortgage requirement, whether it's a salaried person, self-employed, resident, non-resident, commercial mortgage, Islamic mortgage, residential property, anywhere in UAE, not only Dubai. So anything related to UAE mortgage, we can assist those clients.
Right. And Money Maestro started during the time of COVID, I presume. Is it? Is
Correct,
it?
correct.
Yes.
This is true.
All right.
Because
And
we understood the opportunity of being digital when everything was going digital. So this gave us opportunity to explore something new, and by sitting we had time to think and meditate on the subject. So this time helped us. And since because I had a large number of existing clientele with me or with their trust and support, this gave me good opportunity to start my own. And
that's
today we are a
fantastic.
5-year-old company.
That's fantastic. So, talking about COVID, what were some of the challenges that homeowners and potential property buyers faced at that time? And how do you think it contributed to the development and formation of Money Maestro?
See what happened COVID time. COVID was something unusual term for everybody. No one knew what is the meaning of lockdown. It was the
Yes,
first time experience of entire world. I believe after the World War, this was the first time situation, this kind of situation in this earth, where everything was
yes,
completely locked. But yes, unfortunately, people lost their lives, jobs, family members, businesses. But at the same time, people learned a lot. Environment and system learned a lot from COVID. We saw a quick shift in banking businesses when we adopted a digital transformation in few days. How to convert our old business method into new business style being digital. How we will process the file Contact center was established immediately. Software were created immediately to accommodate the business need. So that gave opportunity to everyone. Yes, people were scared that time. What will happen to their job? How they will pay installment? How do they pay to the government department their fees, rent,
Yes.
other charges? How to accommodate the property transfer? So for a couple of 2 3 months, things were completely in chaos, especially the first lockdown in 2020. It was a state of confusion, you can say. There was no crisis, financial crisis actually, but a state of confusion. How to accommodate transactions? If we cannot go out, how do we take care of our commitment, property transfers, making payments, how to manage the funds? But slowly, because we have realized the government accommodated all the transactions, they did not put any fine, no penalty to anybody late payment. Even the check bouncing cases were waived off. Government gave time, some traffic fine was waived. So government had adjusted a lot and accommodated a lot. With the cooperation of government, people were having faith. Okay, slowly things will move on. And afterwards, we had a second lockdown, which went very smoothly. Banks were running their operational with limited resources, with limited availability of space and infrastructure and IT solution. But that gave us opportunity to bank also to learn how to invent something new, and that time only gave us this opportunity to think how we can take advantage of this fast growing uh, environment in banking and learning system, so that we can also manage work and be working multiple banks. So that's how step by step every day was something new learning that time, and we
That's
keep
great.
going and we keep moving on.
Okay. Uh, how has AI shaped the real estate industry and the mortgage industry in the world? What do you think about that?
See, in mortgage industry, definitely yes. If we talk about 5 years before, when we used to process any kind of mortgage application, everything was manual. Collecting document, physical copies, preparing physical application forms, taking customer's physical signature on the application form, reading each and every paper physically and making notes. Today, we have multiple softwares which upload a document, system will read the papers for you, system will prepare your credit notes, we have software where we can put some data and system can read all your documents and prepare application form. You can send that document by email to client or digital signature, and there is no manual run around, no physical document collection, no making thick heavy files and submit physically in the bank. Everything is moving online through some softwares. You can
All
find
right.
document digitally. That's how.
Yeah. And what do you think is the difference between buying property in Dubai compared to buying property in Sharjah or Abu Dhabi or any other emirate in the UAE for that matter?
See, it is always an individual choice. If you're living in Sharjah, I would not recommend you to go and buy property in Abu Dhabi or Dubai. And if you're working in Dubai Marina, why you should go invest property in Sharjah or Ras Al Khaimah? It is everybody's individual choice, their intellect, because there are people, they are seasoned investors. They understand the market. They do their own research and they select the area or developer. But at the same time, there are no nothing customer. So they are living in Sharjah. I said, okay, if you live in Sharjah, buy something which is nearby you so that you can travel easily. Your kids have school nearby, accommodate them easily. So why should travel all the way to 40, 50 kilometers other side? Same thing happened in Abu Dhabi. People are living in Abu Dhabi, working in Abu Dhabi. They are buying property in Abu Dhabi because banks are treating all property equal, and you have equal opportunity for different banks for the financing arrangement as well.
Yes. So, for example, in any part of the UAE, there's obviously certain areas which have a greater potential in terms of um growth, in terms of property
Growth, yes.
growth, in terms of buying properties. So, let's say, for example, what is the fastest growing area in the UAE in terms of buying property and why?
Say faster growing area in terms of buying property for long term investor. Sharjah is a good market. Sharjah development is giving good return. Ras Al Khaimah properties are giving good return. If you see last 3 4 years return with the rental income, new announcement happening in Sharjah, developing market. If you compare developed places, might be you will not get appreciation that good. But if you go to developing market, you can get good appreciation. And this we have been witnessing for last 3 4 years already. But
Right.
at the same time, there are property of premium areas like Dubai Marina, Palm Jumeirah. Your premium property. If the investor love your property, he will pay whatever you want. He will not negotiate with you. Which is a premium property, high-end ticket size. Their property values approximately 20 million or above. This is not meant for everyone. But for first-time buyer, but the buyer is financially little conservative. So for them, we have such specific guidance. To depend upon the pocket size of investor.
Okay. Okay. And let's just say also, what are some of the main qualities of people who work in real estate, and what does it take to make it big in real estate, or stand out from the crowd in terms of the real estate industry as someone working in it? What are some of the qualities that
So
stand
you
out to
mean the
people?
real estate brokers or real estate companies?
Brokers, yeah.
Hmm. See, this is a long-term relationship with the investor. So anyone, whether you are a broker or you are a company, you need to maintain a transparency and honesty with the clients because you are custodian of their investment. So when you are taking care of their money, make sure the risk is calculated risk for the investor and they are aware what kind of risk they are entering. Because sometimes people trust based on a trust, they make commitment. But at the same
Yes.
time, this becomes a moral responsibility of a broker when somebody trusting a company, make sure they also understand the risk. Because this is true that there is no investment without any risk. Risk is always there with any investment. Risk might be minor or might be major. But whenever you are putting any money, it should be in their knowledge and they should understand what is their disposable money where they're taking risk and they want higher risk, medium risk, lower risk. The risk analysis should be shared or educated to the investor. An option as per their taste and the requirement should be shared with them. So because when we are taking care of the mortgage, see mortgage, cheapest mortgage is not the best mortgage always. Sometimes some
Okay.
people want higher mortgage, higher loan amount. So after understanding your requirement, what kind of investor you are, what is your actual ask, why you are investing in the property, are you an end user or investor? Based on the unique requirement of every individual person, we suggest them product. We give that competitive analysis and we help them understand the best suitable option for them. This is our duty. Then you choose the product. We help you to choose the best solution and then we do end-to-end hand holding until property transferred in your name. At the same time, we make sure even the post-sales matter are taken care by us for your and your interest is always safeguarded as an investor.
Okay. And why do you say that the cheapest mortgage, or cheaper mortgages sometimes are not the best ones? What is the thinking or psychology behind it?
Behind it, the major concern is the post. Apart from pricing, there are a lot of hidden cost, hidden terms and condition, prepayment charges, service charges, cost of insurances, cost of fees, loan amount, what kind of other services you will be getting from the bank. So we cannot highlight only the sale rate which is mentioned on the supermarket. You should know when you're signing an agreement with the bank, what are the post fixed period rate, cost of insurances, exit fees, partial settlement charges, prepayment charges, and when you're bringing your complete relationship to that bank, what kind of other benefit bank will be giving you with the mortgage? Because mortgage is one product, but after that bank want to give you more cross sell products, auto loan, personal loan, credit card. They want to bring complete relationship in their bank, so they want to give you salary accounts. So what kind of added freebies you can get from that bank? Bank interest rate in the mortgage only one criteria. What about other criteria? So this need to be understood by the investor.
Okay. Okay. And what makes certain real estate companies blend in, and what makes certain real estate companies stand out? Because obviously there are at least three or four major real estate companies in the UAE. for as we know some of them. And yeah, what does it what does it take for a real estate company to stand out, or maybe what does what does it take for it to really fast track its growth?
See, I am also associated with many listed companies because of my past almost 2 decades experience in UAE. So we have experience and we have learned from many companies and their strategy what kind of good or what kind of bad they have done, and they have also learned from this. So first thing which in my personal opinion, what I think, there are some companies they are master in particular community. So this gives them
Yes.
biggest advantage. They create an entry barrier. So for example, there's a one company, if they're master of, let's say, Dubai Silicon Oasis. So entire
Okay.
world know if you want to buy something in Dubai Silicon Oasis, you cannot go there without taking their opinion on the investment. Let other let other property brokers give you any other
Yeah.
quotation or guidance. But since they have made their authority, they have made their trust of 2 3 decades experience in that particular area. This is one example. Maybe there are some companies they are master for Palm Jumeirah, some company are master of Union Property, some company master for Arabian Ranches. So they have made their brand based on that community. So whatever research action will happen, whatever opinion they will give you, that will be always best opinion. Apart from
Yes.
that, there are some companies they are too much focusing on digital marketing. Some companies they are focusing on completely relationship based on their past relationship with the old client. So any kind of visual transaction will happen, it will go through them only. So they have all different kind of strategy. Like
Right.
as a Money Maestro, we work completely on relationship-based business with our client. We are completely focusing on existing client, repeat client, referral client, and we are getting sufficient business through that. At the same time, some companies are working on aggregator model. They are working on digital marketing too much. So this is their strategy. There is nothing right or nothing wrong in this, but it's their style of working.
And I'll move on to my next question, which is a related question. So this is a big one. Do you think the real estate industry is an industry of opinions, or an industry of facts?
Real estate industry is not industry of opinion; it's an industry of fact. Data-driven industry. And
Yeah.
Dubai Land Department has done a wonderful job in this regard that anybody and everybody have access to data where they can study the data before buying property, before renting property. You can witness, you can verify the rent. Are you paying right rent or wrong rent? If you're buying a property, you can verify the past transaction of that property, not on the verbal information from any broker. You have a data from
Yes.
Dubai Land Department available for anybody. So such kind of transparency you will not find anywhere in the world.
Of course.
All past history of rental income and the property sold transaction for any each unique property you can find in land department. So before making a decision, you can study the data and then take a call or then take an opinion after that.
Of course. No. Also the thing is, I would say, when it comes to real estate or any, it's obviously a very big decision. Uh, Now, when it comes to human nature, some people take big decisions very quickly, and some people take big decisions very slowly. So
True.
when it comes to that, I mean, how much of it is like bound to emotion, or how much of it is driven by emotion, or driven by feelings rather than facts? Because this is the reason why I asked a question about whether the real estate industry is about opinions or facts, for that matter.
See, in that matter, depends about individual traits. Everybody is born with different trait, different background, and different risk appetite. Right.
Yes.
So as an individual character, you find some people, of course, they are risk taking people. They can take any kind of risk for any kind of profit. But there are people they take conservative risk, they take calculative risk. So we have mixture of all blend of different nationality, different gender, and different professional category people. So that's what we are experiencing with them as well. So there is no fixed answer for this, whether it's a opinion based industry or database industry for in that regard. But yes, we have mixed mixture of different blends, and we also see similar experience.
Yeah. And is there any trend of any specific industry, people from any specific industry buying real estate, apart from entrepreneurship,
No,
general entrepreneurship?
no. Anybody, we are experiencing. See, in UAE, you will see IT people, construction companies, banking, financial sectors, and trading businesses. This is a major industry in UAE right now. Hospitality.
Okay.
So everybody, all kind of investor, especially first time home buyer, we are having in our portfolio. First time newcomer, newly get married, working in IT, school teacher, professional doctors working for 20 years in UAE. They have multiple properties. IT engineers working in a construction company, bankers. We have many banker clients. Property investment, because see, this is not about the investment angle. This is end use
Yes,
also, because eventually you need a property to live, whether you are working
yes,
in a doctor or working as a teacher. Without property, where you live, you need a house. The simple
of
thing,
course.
simple phenomena in their mind is, if I don't buy property, I have to keep renting. And for how long you can keep renting? Is there a limit? So why not to take action today? As long as you have some down payment arrangement, let's act today right now.
That's absolutely right. So this is the final question. Please give people three reasons to buy property in the UAE.
All right.
Three reasons.
One reason, you are paying rental on your house, which approximately 8 to 9%. You can avoid it because rental ratio of your salary right now is approximately 30% average. You can bring it to 15% easily. So if you are earning 10,000 dirham salary today, for example, would you like to pay 30,000 dirham rent, 3,000 dirham rent per month, or 1,500 dirham rent? This is the one reason you can eliminate this expense from your salary. Second thing, property investment is safest investment, which is linked with your insurance. If something happened to the investor today, at least you are creating an insurance tool also for your family at the cheapest cost. Third thing, property is your emotional investment. You don't have to do negotiation with your landlord every year because you're living in your own property. You can do any alteration, modification, beautification property because this belongs to you. You are creating your memory in your property. I can keep going on in this if it is not limited to three.
Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. That is fantastic. I mean, yes, everyone. Please be sure to buy your property in the UAE when you can, and you
Yes.
know, absolutely, it's a fantastic opportunity in the UAE, and
See, mortgage available very easily in UAE for anybody and everybody. The only fear in the investor mind is to down payment. The fear in their mind is job uncertainty, economical uncertainty. But this kind of uncertainty will keep going entire life. Nothing will stop. But you need to act. You need to be scared if you don't act today.
yes, and absolutely, it is important to take that first step, not only in terms of buying property, but in life. If you want to move towards your goal in any aspect of your life, I think that's really, really important. And action breeds confidence, and confidence breeds big decisions in life in general. Anyway,
True.
thank you very much for being a guest on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Uh,
Sahaj.
and that's it. That's me signing off. And
Thank you, Sahaj.
I
Thank you for having me in your podcast. Wish you all the best.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll be making another episode soon, maybe at a later point of time. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you.